What does WIC provide you in California?
Bare necessities, milk, peanut butter, beans, cereal, formula.
Prison food?
I've never been in prison. I can't say.
Okay, that's jail food, you know.
Never been there either. Can't say.
Yeah, but that's jail food. I spent like 15 grand in 3 days. And then I was like, whoa, that's going to be a problem. Mm-hmm. All right, everybody, welcome back to During Business Hours. My name's Christopher. Lovely co-host Leslie, my wife. Yes, she's taken. Welcome after Christmas. Yes, we're all exhausted. We understand it's been a rough one. Have your children's hurt your feelings? Let's get into the news and see how other people's feelings have been hurt this week by new laws passed in my old hometown of California.
A Texas congresswoman was missing for 6 months. You know where they found her?
Mexico.
Dementia care home.
Oh, this is the one who was 81, right? They were saying that she was on a trip. It was like 10 weeks into her missing, and her family said she was taking a trip.
Yeah, apparently it's a Texas congresswoman who was missing for 6 months in total before they found her in a care home.
So did she get paid?
Probably. Let's see if they talk about that.
I'd assume, because it's fucking Congress, right? So they just once a week go up there if they need to. Watch it be during re-election, since she won a re-election as a dementia old biddy. Apparently, a woman and her husband are being forced to pay $117,000 to evict someone because of the city's new law in San Francisco.
What is that, 3 months rent, San Francisco?
I don't know.
It's crazy because most people can't wait until they retire. And then you have these Congress people that are well over the retirement age and they'd rather go to work. Why? Probably the only people that would rather go to work than retire.
Apparently Joe Linder, he was a bodybuilder. I was just watching a video. Mm-hmm. He died at the end of last year. I didn't even know. But he bragged on a podcast with Bradley Martin, who's a big bodybuilder and owns Zoo Culture in LA. And he's like, yeah, I got the 4th booster. And he died of an aneurysm 3 months later. That shit just scares me how often that's like, boom.
I think it's crazy that female comedian who was talking about how she was like triple vaxxed, flu shot, boosters, whatever. And she was like, tried to end her skit, her punchline was something like, so obviously I'm God's favorite. And then immediately like convulsed and dropped.
There was a body cam in like the shoplifter view top down where it showed them walking through, stealing shit, all kinds of stuff.
They've gotten very bold.
They were bold. Like these girls came in there and they tried it. That's why I was crazy. Like it was so crazy.
I mean, this late in the game, I kind of get it. Because when you've lived in California and you've seen what people have gotten away with, walking out with two baskets full of shit, unbothered, just walks right the fuck out. Why not? Like if I was constantly going to Safeway or Walmart or wherever and seen people walking out without paying, at some point.
But hold on, we did see that.
Right. But if I'm seeing that all the time, as if I was still living there, at some point, that's going to break down most average people and be like, if they can do that, why not? But why am I sitting here spending $400 when I could just walk the fuck out?
But I did break down, and I said, we should just start stealing shit. We make decent money.
Well,
and I still was like,
and actually doing it are two different things.
I'm not going to say on camera that we did anything. That would be self-incriminating. We are very innocent at all things that we do, always. Occasional Mio fell into a bag, but that's just scanner issues. I'm not trained at Walmart. I really was on the verge 2021 when this started and people were just walking into CVS and clearing it out. They stopped even having employees there.
Yeah, people weren't not even running.
Yeah, there was.
You don't need to, just walk.
Yeah, walk. They would go behind but I really contemplated just walking into a CVS and getting everything we needed for CJ. All the baby stuff, everything. Because he was 1 year old. And I was like, we're spending $700-800 a month on diapers.
Formula diapers.
Because they were double the cost then.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've come down now.
When people were talking about like seeing parents just take the formula and walk out before it was in the locked up containers. Like if you see it, no, you didn't.
Yeah, because we used to buy the ones that were in the tubes. They were tall. And,
yeah.
He was probably going through 2 of those a week. Like he was eating a lot.
It was faster than that, but sure.
2 or 3 of the big ones.
I just remember with Khaleesi, because finances were different then, I would get like 12 to 15 cans for a month. Mm-hmm. And before
this is when you were on assistance?
Yeah, this was through WIC.
WIC, yeah.
So before the month was over, I was still coming out of pocket to buy more. That wasn't enough.
What does WIC provide you in California?
Bare necessities, milk, peanut butter, beans, cereal, formula.
Prison food?
I've never been in prison. I can't say.
Okay, that's jail food, you know.
Never been there either. Can't say.
Yeah, but that's jail food. That's basically like your average. Comment below if you know if it's jail food. But it's jail food. I remember being on food stamps when I was a kid. My mom would buy all the lavish shit. You know, like she would use a food stamp.
For the first week, and then you're broke again.
Exactly what I was going to say. It was like a pyramid scheme of like spend big the first week and then second week and
I get
tailor
so upset
down.
with my cousin because she's got 7, 8 kids. I don't know. I've lost track at this point. She's on
8 kids? I didn't remember 8 kids.
I don't hang around her a whole bunch. But she
popping them out like fucking M&Ms?
She's got number 9 on the way. She just got done being homeless. I mean, she got the same baby daddy for all of them, so she got.
Oh, thank God, Jesus loves her.
But she gets her food stamps, and then she's got like filet mignon, fried asparagus the first couple of days, and then she's like, "Can somebody please help me?" And I'm like,
"You got 9 kids, bitch. Put them to work." Some of them over 15 have to be. No.
I think the oldest one might be 12.
That's a baby factory. That ain't kids. Mm-mm. She should go for adoption. Like, 50 grand. 50 grand. You know what I mean? Taiwan, they pay a lot. White babies. Just saying. It's not a fact. Child trafficking's a big thing right now. Ask Ashton Kutcher. He's kind of the face of it. But since Prop 36 has passed in California, it seems like they're really cracking down and people are finding out. I don't think it's a Newsom thing because all the people voted for it. So
right,
fuck
that
Newsom.
Hit the ballot.
Actually the ballot, not some secret like conjoined meeting thing. So now cops can actually arrest people, charge them. DAs can do their fucking jobs.
Imagine though, if you had been on the straight and narrow this whole fucking time for the last 4 years in California.
You were finally fed up.
And today was the day you decided, F it. And it was not an F it day, man.
They just took the locks off at CVS, baby. It's time to go in and get that bread. They don't know what we about to do. And then you're like, what you mean? It's just formula. Everyone else did it.
It's the officer. Arrest me? You still have handcuffs?
Bitch, it's a felony.
That's felonious behavior.
No. She says, bitch, this is a felony.
New laws. Stealing is a felony.
Bitch, new laws. Stealing is a felony.
It's the video that's gone viral. Seal Beach police say 3 women were caught on camera stealing from an Ulta beauty store earlier this month. Police say they stole more than $1,600 worth of items.
That's crazy. You know what's grimy about that?
California, and between the ages of 24 and 26. They tried to get away in the parking lot, but police quickly detained them.
New laws. Stealing is a felony. And this is Orange County.
That's a bad weave, by the way.
That's why I asked what county is this. That's where I went to jail last year and got on probation for a year for stealing out of Target.
The women were also linked to a theft at a nearby Kohl's store. The alleged crime comes shortly after California's Prop 36 took effect. The new law creates stricter penalties for organized theft.
They walked in and walked right the fuck out.
What's crazy about, like, for Ulta, for me, is there's a particular lip shade that I like that's only at Ulta.
That I like.
And when I would get it in California, it was $47 and change. Here, at the Ulta in town, $22. Same thing.
We'll take your donations at...
So that used to piss me off in California too, because I'm like, how much do I really like this color for $47?
How much do I like this state for $47?
Right.
Yeah. Even Jamba Juice. Like,
I do miss Jamba Juice.
Yeah. but is it enough to pay $47 for everything or $6 a fucking gallon?
See if they can dry ice me one of those yogurt bowls and I'll get over it.
We used to have a lot of theft, retail theft in our stores in California. Mm-hmm. Every store had retail theft. We had 6 burglaries in 5.5 years.
Yeah,
like
that was crazy.
Physical burglaries, to where they would come in, and one of them came in, robbed us or burglarized. I got there 2 minutes after they left because I lived close to the location.
The skirt marks in the parking lot were still
smoke
fresh.
Still like hovering from when they peeled off. Cops told me to sit and wait. 3 hours later, cops show up and they're like, yeah, we got involved with the domestic dispute. Husband spit on the wife. And it was nothing crazy. Husband spit on the wife, refused to leave.
Crazy.
Spit.
It could have been worse.
Yeah, it could have been worse.
That's still crazy.
But people like broke in and stole tens of thousands of, I pay a lot in tax. I'm not saying I'm like more important, but I would like somebody to at least fucking come out. I'm not saying you're the only cop in town, but you're acting like you're the only one in town. You know what I mean? Like you can't be the only car. And
I get that, I guess. I see
I don't
both
know,
sides of that fence.
what does Prop 36 do? No? Okay.
Yeah, because it's still catch and release out there, ain't it?
That's why I'm going to read the prop. It is the Drug Theft Penalties and Treatment Mandated Felonies Initiative. It says allow felony charges for possessing certain drugs for thefts under 950 and for thefts under 950. If a defendant has 2 prior drug or theft convictions, fiscal impact, state criminal justice costs likely ranging from several tons of millions to low hundreds of millions of dollars annually, local crime, criminal injustice, costs likely to the tens of millions to the dollars annually. Supporters: Crime Victims United California, California District Attorneys Association, Family Business Association of California. Opponents. Here's the opponents of the bill. Diana Becton, District Attorney, Contra Costa County. Crime Survivors for Safety and Justice.
Contra Costa.
Fuck them. It says what your vote means. A yes for this measure means people convicted of a certain drug or theft could receive increased punishment, such as longer prison sentences. In certain cases, people who possess illegal drugs would be required to complete treatment or serve up to 3 years in prison. A no vote for the measure means punishment for drug and theft crimes would remain the same. They really just like powder that on there to like, you're just doing bad things to people who are trying to live their lives. Arguments. Prop 36 makes California communities safer by addressing the rampant theft and drug trafficking. It toughens penalties for fentanyl and drug traffickers as smash and grabs while holding repeat offenders accountable. It targets serial thieves and encourages treatment for those addicted to drugs, using a balanced approach to fix loopholes in current laws. Con: don't be fooled. Proposition 36 will lead to more crime, not less. It will reignite a failed war on drugs, make simple drug possession a felony. It wastes billions on prisons while slashing crucial funding for victims, crime prevention, treatment, and rehabilitation. This puts prisons first and guts treatment. Vote no. I don't know who wrote the opposition for this bill, but you need ChatGPT. It's not as like
I get that in
visceral.
the sense that if something's not being treated as a crime and now it is, obviously crime's going to go up because you were just, having a talk with the cop and going back home at the end of the day. Now that talk's going to be a little longer.
So you could have wrote in with the bill and given your pro and your con, right? Mm-hmm. So you could literally like look at everyone's...
it's basically comments of people trying to...
This is the votersguide.sos.ca.gov. So this is where you can look at what the bill was and how it was filed, yes or no, and if you're pro or con, for and against, etc. This is how it gets the measure, and then you vote on the measure. The measure was passed. Everyone who said nay, go down the fucking line. You're no longer allowed to rob people. And then people are finding out real quick. So I probably lost, I want to say, from 2020 to 2022, at least 30 grand from loss.
Easily.
Easily. That's a conservative number.
Very conservative.
Because then you have like not your smash and grabs, but your like pockets, your grab and run, your skip and takes, the bill people that were like trying to slide you fakes or do the count change. All of that notwithstanding, probably 50 grand conservatively. What the fuck? How did it take them 4 fucking years? And then the people who are fighting it right like that, Like,
Yeah.
how did they get the laws so relaxed in the first place?
Overpopulation, not enough cops, a lot of heat on the cops as it was at the time.
Oh, yeah, George Floyd. Rest in peace.
Dumb.
So here is a 68-year-old Bay Area woman who got arrested for shoplifting at a Lake Tahoe ski resort.
Well, some take a cruise, some take it easy, but tonight, 2 Bay Area women in their 60s are accused of taking something completely different. The pair, both former dentists, are arrested for shoplifting near Lake Tahoe 3 separate times, and one of them is from a multi-million-dollar home in Hillsborough. 2 68-year-old retired dentists accused in a series of retail thefts in Lake Tahoe. The Placer County Sheriff's Office released these images. You can see one is even carrying a Louis Vuitton shoulder bag during the alleged crimes.
It was walking around and they were concealing items and then walking out with them.
Investigators say the two stole clothing from Parallel Mountain Sports in Olympic Valley on 3 separate occasions in July, August, and November of this year. A total of about $1,500 worth of goods from the ski shop. Their getaway vehicle, a luxurious silver Lexus SUV with the handicap license plate. Sheriff's deputies say the women remained on the run until a deputy recognized their vehicle heading south on Highway 89, pulled them over, and arrested them on December 2nd.
One of the identifying factors that did help the deputy identify them is the silver Lexus that they were driving had a handicap license plate. So that was a little bit more unique. And then, you know, having the 2 women also in the vehicle together at the same time was also helpful in identifying them.
The sheriff's office has identified them as Clara Mickelson of Hillsborough and Tatiana Zukovsky of San Francisco,
Classes,
2 of the most
family?
expensive communities in the Bay Area. Tonight, investigators tell us the 2 may have done this at other stores as well.
We are asking businesses in the area if they believe that they were potentially stolen from or victimized by these 2 to contact the Placer County Sheriff's Office, and we'll look into that.
That's not even a need. That's a...
So I'm going to put in a petition that I was stolen from. They were customers of mine, and I want restitution because they're from...
victim of a crime.
Yeah, I'm a victim of a crime. They stole cases.
I think victim of a crime is that the program.
Whatever, they
is
go into
only
jail.
for violence.
I don't think the prop passed, but by the time arraignment and all that stuff, they'll probably hit them with another charge and hit them with the felony like they do because laws change sometimes.
That's always crazy to me when people with money still petty shit. Like that's just for like the high or the adrenaline of.
It's the same reason that a man who has a $100 bill in his pocket for a 50-cent cup at a garage sale asks for 35 cents and then whips the $100 bill out and says, "Do you have change?" The rich want to stay rich. They want to get everything like they finally made it to the top. Let me squeeze as much juice as I can from all the grapes that are up here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like now that I got access to whatever I want or to spending money, because it's all on trees at this
I can
point.
buy a yacht. Why am I going to worry about buying this shirt?
Because lottery winners, and this is how I feel, lottery winners feel like I can afford anything.
And we should have played. I think it's over $1 billion tonight with a B. B as in boy. Billion.
As in bravo for the attempted, robbery that the states play.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I think I did tell you to play, but besides the point, for some reason, they will still say, "Oh no, it's not good enough. I need all this lavish shit." They buy houses, etc., but they never haggle. They'll be like, "No, I got money now. It's full price." When I first got my big check from that first burglary, and I was like, "Holy shit!" I accumulated all this. I started paying retail for everything. I was like, "Let me just buy all the computer parts at stores instead of searching around getting deals." I spent like 15 grand in 3 days, and then I was like, "Whoa, that's going to be a problem."
Mm-hmm.
So I had that like moment of like, let me get a good deal now. So I'm very cheap at times. Sometimes I'll just pay my bill and not haggle about anything. Then somebody will hit me with a $35 printing fee. And I'll be like, that's highway fucking robbery. I did the software.
You lint liquor.
I did the software and the what did they call it? A digitization fee. And I was like, I digitized it. I gave it to you in 5 different file formats. I did all of it for you. I even get it to you in SVG, which is so that you could print and cut it from any plotter or scanner or printer. And you're charging me $35. If you didn't know that we have a business out here, and I was getting some shirts made because we want to be nice and presentable for the new year, 2025. It's the year of our Lord and Savior, Elon Musk. We want to look presentable. If you didn't know, he's the new president-elect.
Oh, I've heard the
Don Lemon. If you haven't seen this clip, we're going to roll this clip. Don Lemon.
Who is the real president-elect, do you think?
Donald Trump won, I believe.
Democratic lawmakers in Washington are calling Elon Musk President Musk now, and they're saying Donald Trump is the vice president or the head of communications.
What's? Wait a second. No one said that.
Really? Have you not watched and paid attention to the
Absolutely
news?
not. I'm paying attention to what I'm doing during my day so I can try and get a better life and get ahead.
Okay, do you have your phone with you?
I do.
Why don't you Google right now?
Yes, tell me.
President Musk and see what comes up.
No. But that's already a loaded question, you realize.
Tell me, give me the sources.
Axios, Business Insider.
Oh.
We don't trust
Keep
any
going,
of these. The
keep
common
going,
man doesn't
keep
trust
going,
any of this.
keep going.
ABC News,
Oh,
Washington
keep
Post,
going.
New York Times,
Oh, keep going.
The Atlantic.
Oh!
I don't trust any of these.
Oh!
I don't trust any of them.
Okay.
I don't trust any of these. We're the common man. We don't trust any of these. No one trusts the government. No one trusts the common news. We don't trust any of that anymore.
Well,
Independent news, we are the ones that own the news now. People trust me. They don't trust MSNBC because I care and I'm actually one of them.
Can't disagree with you.
Okay.
Because
Then.
I get a lot of people coming to me saying, I only watch, I don't watch corporate media anymore.
Right.
Don Lemon did such a shitty job at trying to convince this guy. So after the guy's like, we're media, we are the news. People respect and trust us now. And yeah, I'd respect and trust him over Don Lemon. I know the history. Don Lemon's like that guy who's in the hallway. He's never in the closet. He's just kind of in the hallway and is always wrong. You know, just screaming top of his lungs, crazy shit in the middle of a hallway at a Motel 6. You just don't know, like, how do I avoid him? Because he's in the hallway and he's spouting crazy shit. And then you're just like, ooh, but you're so, like, I'm right. I just don't like him. You know, I'm just like, I just want to avoid him. And then I see him on the internet. I'm like, why are you still on the internet? Get the fuck out of the hallway. Go back in the closet, broom closet.
That was long tail, but sure.
Yeah, just like, yeah. I don't understand how some of those people can be like that. 70 years old. I get that they want to save their money, but even if we went on a streak of hitting casinos, lottery, whatever, I think I'd still penny pinch. So it's just me.
Yeah.
Like I'm giving up main brands here pretty soon. I was just complaining about zero sugar sodas. It's like, give me Dr. Thunder. I was looking at Walmart. I'm like, oh, that looks.
Dr. Thunder is the only comparable knockoff soda I've ever tasted. Dr. Thunder.
Why didn't you let me buy it when I asked you?
Dr. Thunder does it right. Any other generic Coke, generic Pepsi, eat shit.
I asked you if we could try it. And you were like, no, let's just get the thing. She likes Pepsi. I like Dr. Pepper.
Well, hold on. If it's coming from a fountain, it's pepper only and always. The regular size can, I just prefer a cold Pepsi. It tastes different in the can.
I think we've spent probably a lot of money on damn name brand shit that we could get knockoffs all day long.
Rock on, Daddy-O.
But we could have stole it from CVS and then
Could've.
stocked up forever because we live right next to a CVS.
Do we?
It's like, I think these people, it's like playing the stock market where they've invested so much time and money into playing the game and they were on such a high. And now here comes the bloodbath, the red season. What do they call it? The bear market. No, bull market.
Bull market is when it's going up. Bear is
The bear market when it's going down. And so now is the bear market and they are feeling exactly what they should. So Prop 47 was around before Prop 36.
correct.
And it's also known as the ballot title Criminal Sentences, Misdemeanors, Penalties, Initiative Statute was a referendum passed by voters in the state of California on November 4th, 2014. The measure was also referred to as the supporters of the Safe Neighborhoods and Schools Act.
In 2014, I could have been robbing my whole life.
Yeah, that's dumb. That's like
Dang.
super dumb.
That's what I get for not paying attention to politics. I could have had one of everything by now.
So my Prop 47 says that it is the nation's largest record change effort to help end barriers of hundreds of thousands of Californians.
Wow.
Yeah, change availability to change your record, help your community, share your story. It says they passed it on November 4th, 2014, law to change certain low-level crimes from potential felonies to misdemeanors. The savings from reduced incarceration cost invested into drug and mental health treatment. Never saw a dime of that. No. Programs for at-risk students in K through 12. Yeah, but most of those were like, here, don't come to school, buy guns, buy drugs, California.
Go to home
and
school.
victim services, which victim services, they are definitely good in California because they want everyone to be a victim. It's unfortunate. The victim mindset is heaviest in California. It's where it's birthed.
Victim services are heavily overflowed as well, so I don't know how much the resources are actually there for true victims because it's just depleted.
Well, you got victims resources. You got WIC, whatever. But
it's not a victim. I mean, a victim of low finance.
But it's California, so just like it's one of those things. I wish I could have got it. I want to be a victim of whatever. Somebody slap me, and then let me get some Social Security or disability. Free money. That's all I want. It's like cut off a toe. Do the Adam Sandler's thing where I got my toe run over by a cab, and I get paid
because your pinky toe is a lot more needed than people think.
That's a false idea.
Your balance is going to be silly.
Really? Because how can I balance on my heels? I hate that shit. Every time somebody's like, you can't live without your pinky toe, you start wobbling around like a penguin. Bitch, how do women do, the ballerina stuff on their balls of their feet?
All of their toes?
On the balls, heels and palms. They're like they press off with their toes, but they dance.
Have you ever looked at a ballerina's feet?
Yeah, the ones
I'll tell you that's not on Foot Finders.
Why isn't it on Foot Finders? It's a whole genre to make money on. It
probably is. There's a market for everything. Somebody loves that.
I bet I could cram my foot into a ballerina's thing and start beating it with a hammer like a rubber mallet and make it look real good, like bend it into shape. How much money do you think I make then?
Poor things.
I bet but
the mindset than you get paid out.
The mindset of Californians is like, hold on, I'm a victim. I've been repressed in some way. Or harbored from having a good life. Name somebody that you know that hasn't complained about being down on their luck that's in California.
In our great state of Oklahoma, you can sue somebody for loss of happiness in your life.
Yeah.
That you cannot do that in California.
But it's it can be stupid. And you can take them to court. It doesn't have to always be right. A
precedent doesn't exist for that cause in California. It does here.
That's the weird thing. What happens outside of California to Californians doesn't seem to exist. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it just doesn't. Shit happened in Washington or Florida. They're going to, water will rise and tides.
The whole gun thing, I thought what happened in California was consistent across the state. Not the case.
No, it's much easier here to own guns.
Yeah.
Not that I would know.
Because people were like, we need, stronger gun control. And I'm like, well, what else? Honestly, what else could we do? I don't know.
Prop 47, so that we can let them steal guns.
And then I moved to Oklahoma and I'm like, there's a lot that could be done. California is the oddball there.
So now that everyone's finding out, these videos are coming left and right. I feel like justice is finally getting served. Yeah. Like I have nothing personal against those girls, but those 68-year-old women should rot in jail for the rest of their lives.
They got bail money, bruh. They're getting out. They got bail money.
But it's just, why not give bail options to Luigi then? I won't get into that. But if they got the money, cool. I understand that. But that choice is so much heavier than somebody who's like 22 and is stupid from TikTok and brain rot of all the shit that they didn't go to high school.
Bank hack.
Yeah, like they probably had negative balances and they're like, I can't even use a card. What do you mean currency? I ain't got none. Right. I just come shopping. It's free because I see everybody else do it. Like my cousin got Nikes when all the shit got burned down. Mm-hmm. And it was just, the way it was. Effect. If you see that's how your life is and there's no consequence, the same way that our kids don't get a whooping as much as they should. And especially because it's a few days after Christmas, they deserved some whoopings and I didn't give them. We'll get into that in a minute. But these girls are getting that whooping, whether it's the old or the young, all the people, all the videos, and we'll talk about it later on. But it's been an interesting couple of days since
I think
Christmas.
it's going to be even more interesting because California has that mindset where if we're all doing it, you can't catch all of us.
Try and catch me. I just got to be not the slowest.
Right.
That's it. How many cops can really
like
catch
how
us
they
all?
joke about on the freeway, if we're all going 90, they can't pull us all over.
They do, though. Do not assume they don't pull you all over. They will just barricade, boop, lock them down. Well, I need six. Seriously, they only need 6 police officers to shut down a highway for like 4 miles.
Never seen that happen. And they be flying.
So they used to do that like the gumball where people would fly at like 200 miles an hour and use radar and whatnot. They started.
I guess if you've got a bunch going over 100 or they're in sports cars that already draw attention with their loud whatever.
They've got ways to shut it down and like lock them in certain spots so that they won't go off road. I still think the craziest thing about Prop 36 is that how stupid can these girls be, the younger girls, that they know the new laws are there because they said it in the back of the cop car, and yet they still tried to pull that shit.
I wouldn't have repeated it in the back of the cop car, but I don't blame them for that part because when a new law gets voted in, I always assume that it's not going to take
effect until
the following year or the next president sits.
It doesn't nothing to do with president.
Well, because it was on the same ballot as the president this time. Their state measure.
Oh, okay.
So I would assume that it would take effect at the same time.
Or the new year.
Yeah.
See, but then that's one of those weird things.
If I was one of them girls, I'd be trying to get my last licks in before New Year's. You know what I mean?
Hypothetically.
I said if I was one of them, I ain't. I mean,
not anymore. We bougie and shit. We only ask for discounts.
Yeah, if I want to rob a store, I'll just get a book about robbing stores.
Nowadays, it's modern con men jobs. Like people will, the Amazon thing where people will swap stuff out, or eBay when we would sell things and they would send it back as like a whole ass different item.
Yeah.
Like we too often won't get into it. Longer story. But then now there's the people who do the hair in the food. You know what I mean? They will straight take a whole different ass hair, put it in their food, cockroach, fly, like fried flies. Yeah, it is nasty, the shit people will do to get free stuff. Not that we would know. We've watched all this from you and YouTube and all the people sharing. We appreciate it. Share this video with your friends and then bring awareness to all the hurt flies around the world that get deep fried at the cost of a McDonald's $5 meal, which is now $12.99. Our daughter is wheezing because she got a cold from an airplane sickness that got brought in from Doug. So she's got the wheeze. So sad. So Khaleesi got the VR headset. CJ got the PlayStation Portal for Christmas. Mm-hmm. It's been an interesting one. It's only 2 days from Christmas. CJ hasn't played with his fucking gifts.
He did today.
Oh, he did?
He did today.
Okay, I was planning on returning it. Did you incentivize him or talk or be like, hey, why don't you play it?
Not a singular word. He just picked it up and was living his best life.
Okay. Because Khaleesi's been playing her VR like crazy. It seems like most gifts were a failure. Because it was like...
Khaleesi seemed to put hands on most of her gifts.
Yeah, it was just one of those things where they all tore it, moved it to the side. Tore it, moved it to the side. I don't think I remember a Christmas when I was younger. Not you.
I brought mine with me.
I tried to do decent this year and got you a couple of things. Instead of, we usually don't buy each other gifts on Christmas. We do just Christmas Day kids and like the tchotchke stuff, little tiny stuff. Like, oh, love you.
Like the nothing gifts. Like I always love fuzzy socks.
Yeah.
Little things, you know.
And your order got canceled, just so you know. Not my fault. It just didn't ship. And so like Amazon did that thing where I was like, would you like a refund? And yeah. But so
dirty dogs.
Lazy dogs. I'm about to fight somebody over a Steam Deck. But I got one of the coolest gifts, which was a bread maker. Yeah. You thought it was something way cooler, didn't you? No, I need a fucking bread maker because I'm a Midwest man.
And it's still on the ground in the same spot that you unwrapped it.
You've been making dinner. I didn't want to put it in, like, you got to tell me where on it's her space. So she's got to give me some space. And then I will adjust to that space.
Got to remove the air fryer. It can go there. I don't really use that much anyways.
We're going to be making some loaves. And then we're going to upgrade. And it's going to be
loaves. New business.
You can't say that on the internet. Somebody's going to take the domain and missed opportunity. So I'm going to be making some bread. I got you some books. She's been glued to these books. It is hilarious. I really thought
48 hours and there's 33 books on there.
Yeah. God damn. I thought you said no way. There's 33.
I promise you. You want to look at my library?
No, I don't want to look at your library because I know I'm going to end up, as soon as all the free books are done, it's going to be paid only. Because I've seen videos of people who are like,
you're not understanding. There's books that you can borrow for free, yes. But then there's books that you can buy for $0.
Yes.
I have bought.
Then there's subscriptions, and then there's certain paid books that are on like best-selling lists and whatnot that you can't get for free.
Yeah, there's some books that I do have to pay for when I get there, but I figured.
But what I'm saying is you will eventually get there.
Yes.
And that's what I'm afraid of.
It's still cheaper than buying a physical book.
Netflix is cheaper. Because how fast you read, Netflix would be cheaper. Netflix is $22 a month. If you read 6 books a month at $5, you're paying more. Hypothetically, at the paid price. All I'm saying, we're not there yet, but she's reading way more than 6 books a month right now.
Yeah.
Digital. That's my concern. And for some reason, my wife gave up her option of choosing the seats in the living room. And got me.
I didn't give up the option. Pause. That's not how this.
I made it. Hold on. Let me finish my statement here. Don't interrupt a man in his story. I decided, you know what would be great? A love sack. Because I haven't sat in a love sack in a while. And it could be cool. Kids on your side, reading your book, drinking your whiskey, having a good time sitting in your love sack. Just, this life's pretty good. And my wife decided, yeah, fuck my reading chairs, my, throw rug, all the good stuff. And was like, I should make my man very happy. And she's shaking her head, even though I'm praising her, for a really cool fucking gift. See how ungrateful Christmas people are? But.
Tell them what really happened.
What?
I'm glad that you enjoy it, but that's not how that cookie crumbled at all.
I made a comment about wanting said thing. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to go and just buy some chairs because I wanted chairs there for the Christmas tree for photos that we didn't take because we were too busy dealing with crazy kids who were ungrateful that may or may not be up for sale this holiday season. But when it came down to it, you said not to look at the cameras. I was like, okay, so gifts arriving. Great. Hear me. Not looking. I come home. What the fuck is this? It looks like a giant marshmallow. Or it's a box, right? And then I open it up and it's a marshmallow because they have to unfurl, I guess. So she wanted me to open them a day early. So
it was Monday. Christmas was on Wednesday.
Okay, yeah. So 2 days early so that they'd be fluffy for Christmas. Mm-hmm. And then I find out they have a bit of a weight capacity.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Because I looked all over for a weight capacity. I didn't see
the estimated top weight is 300 pounds. Because I was wondering last night, like I shifted all the way down to the ground. It's kind of like an air mattress that over time when you're sleeping on, you find yourself on the ground. So as I was sitting there watching all of Squid Game season 2, which is a waste of fucking time. Do not waste your time. I wasted mine, so you don't have to. It's horrible. Leave on the cliffhangers of Squid Game 1. He wins. It's great. Spoiler alert. Never had to have a season 2. I'm probably 4 episodes in. So maybe 2.5 hours of like sitting there, moving. And I'm sitting there and I'm comfy. And then I realize I'm talking to somebody else. That's weird. Feels flat. And I go to get up and I'm like, I'm just on the ground. Which is weird. So then I looked it up and I was like, oh man, there's a weight capacity of 300 pounds. I'm just like touching 300 pounds. If you didn't know, I've lost 17 pounds in 30 days. So
At the holiday season too, Daddy-o.
That's a Christmas dinner though was amazing, and I only ate like 7 bites of it. That's a regret. That and my rolls.
There's leftovers.
I know.
My birthday is in less than 30 days.
Oh yeah, but I already know what I want to get you.
My boo. My thoughtful boo.
Yeah, she always tried to drop these little thought bombs. It's like most girlfriends would be like, "Oh, I know you're talking to somebody," or, you know, whatever, just to try and get in your head. What, the mind games? She's like, I just got a birthday.
That's an absolute lie, because the last 3 years I've made an absolute point to not say a dang thing about my birthday to see who remembered on their own. I even took the notice off of Facebook.
I understand that, but to me, it's always, what do you want for your birthday? You know, comments always made every year. You think I just always forget your birthday? Always.
No, I didn't
say it with your whole ass chest.
I didn't say that you forget them. I say that I intentionally.
But I always ask, do you want anything? What would you like? Every year.
I wonder what I would like this year.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't give a fuck. I know what I'm getting you.
That's great. Somebody else is going to ask me, and I got to have an answer ready.
No, you don't. Because if you would like to get her something.
Kendall, gift card money.
Yeah. Why don't you, during biz hours at Gmail, you know, put our email right here.
What? Even a book recommendation.
You know what? Why don't you email your book recommendations to my new book lover wife at our email right here. If you want to join in on her book club that she's starting with Kindle only, because apparently Kindles can't talk to anybody else but Kindles. And then
I'll probably have a real book too. I'll talk to all the book bitches.
She's starting her own book club called Book Bitches. Get in on it.
Podcast, A, coming at you.
Yeah, we'll have a backdrop printed and everything where it's like, yeah.
Love stories. Oh, what?
Yeah, because her life isn't entertaining at all, so she has to go to a fantasy land.
Oh my gosh.
I think that's about it for this week's crazy, interests. Anything else you want to add to this lovely Sunday's podcast?
Nothing that comes to mind.
No. Anything else crazy that's going on in your life? Anything you enjoy or regret from Christmas? Let us know in the comments below. We appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe. And then, get going. New Year's is coming next week, and you aren't fucking prepared.
Life can be super happy, life can be super sad. I'm trying super hard to separate the good and bad. I go back to my future just to get to my past. But knowing me, my DeLorean will probably